Yeah, so this is Drunkards and Dragons, a D&D podcast. Thanks for deciding to listen. A little background at the top. I've been playing D&D pretty much since college. I got some friends into it, and we would play and have a blast. Our games were always really entertaining, especially after alcohol was involved. So we thought we should start recording it so other people could enjoy it too. This is episode 1. Hopefully you like it, and we can make this into like a weekly thing. Everyone will introduce themselves soon and we'll get started. Thanks for listening.
So we're gonna play
4-person campaign.
we have 4 players and me, this DM. Alright, we're just gonna go around the table and introduce ourselves. I'm Chris. I'm gonna be the DM, and I'm drinking rum and coke.
I am Justin, aka Kaiudo. I will be playing Bairn of the Darren clan.
What?
The
What?
Bairn of the clan Darren.
It's Paul Peepweir 2.0, I guess.
Paul Beard.
Whatever.
We're not cutting this.
I am a lawful good dwarf fighter, and I generally will be drinking Jack. However, today I am drinking a lovely mix of Coke Zero and
shots of tequila.
Jägermeister.
Sprinkled with shots of tequila.
I boost up with double shot of tequila.
I'm Alan. I will be playing Selly Terra Scourge.
God damn it.
A neutral warlock, half-elf. I will be drinking, this evening, I will be drinking a lovely selection of Coke and Jaeger with a little beer on the side.
So, I'm Big Chan. I'm going to be playing Kriv, Dragonborn, what the fuck am I anyway? Warlord, that's it. Dragonborn Warlord. I am neutral because I'm pretty sure my friend Alan is not going to be playing this game as I want him to, so I'm going to be attacking him any chance I get. Also, I am drinking Johnny Walker Red Label with some Coca-Cola.
And his real name is John.
But we're going to be calling ourselves Kaiudo, Selly, Big Chan, Fanis, and Steph.
I am Bairn of the Darren clan.
You're a Paul Peepweir 2.0. You're Paul Peepweir 2.0. That's what you are.
Hi, I'm Steph. I'm playing Anasophora Smith. She is a chaotic good ranger who is a beast master. She's half elf, and she has a pet raven who's really smart, and his name is Professor Black. But he has bad eyesight, so he has to wear vision correcting goggles.
Is he really smart, or do you think he's really smart?
Well, what's
No,
the
he's
int
really
score?
smart.
She thinks he's really smart.
He can talk.
He's only got a 13 int though.
No, he's got a 6 int.
And
Six.
he's smart.
I've got 16-8.
Shut up, my pet is smart.
I've got 17. Suck it.
And I'm drinking
Why do you have 17
Newcastle, which is the best beer in the world. So Newcastle, if you ever want to sponsor us, that would be awesome.
I'm a Miller man, so just go with that.
I don't like beer.
Why would you choose Miller over Newcastle?
I don't drink Newcastle, I drink Miller.
He doesn't drink it.
Miller.
Because he would rather
He's
drink...
drinking. Fucking Alan's drinking Miller.
Human
Here.
piss.
Drinking Miller, because here I will be buying. I'll try and buy a new type of beer every time.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, waste more of my time. Okay.
Alright, so the story's starting. All of you live in the kingdom of Dagar. It's like a continent on this world. I don't know the name of the world, so it's just called the world. The continent is made up of 5 capital cities, one on each one of the points, north, west, east, south, and there is a central capital. To the north, there is the Dwarven city of Goldholm, and it's a city that's in the Guldul Mountains.
Guldul?
Guldul.
Do I have to write this down?
Like Gould?
Goudl. Guldul. And the name of the city is Goldholm. To the west is a human city. It is a city that's on the coast of the sea terminus, and the city is called Succumber. To the east is another human city on the coast of the Shining Sea, and it is called Zhu's Landing. Z-H-U. Is it too much for you?
I'm already behind.
To the south is another human city. It's a land largely populated by humans. Humans are...
This continent or the whole world?
The continent itself is largely populated by humans as far as cities go. Humans are a very, industrious race. They like to have large cities, large civilizations, stuff like that. Most of the other races either have cities that are more secluded from the populace, or they have, or they're more nomadic, like the Dragonborn, stuff like clans like that. They're more nomadic races. The southern city is a human city. It is on the peninsula that connects to the southern continent. It's a desert city. The south is largely desert, and the city is called Istagund. And in the center of the almost dead center of the continent is the central city. It is called Mithril, and it houses the citadel.
Is it Mithril with an N?
Mithril. Yeah.
Mithril.
Nethrel. And it houses the citadel.
And what was this? What's Mithril?
It's in the center of the continent.
Human
it's a
city.
human city.
So, north, south, east, west, center.
Center.
Okay.
Basically, dwarves make up 20%.
The continent itself is largely peaceful, though there are some skirmishes from
Wait,
bandits.
so where are the
as elves are a secluded race. It's largely peaceful. There's some skirmishes through bandits throughout the kingdom, stuff like that. The central city is ruled by a council. They preside in the citadel. The council itself is kept largely secret to protect it from the public. 200 years ago, the king of the king that presided over this kingdom, this continent, died. He had no heirs, and so the kingdom itself was passed down to a council.
And all these capital cities are within the kingdom of Dagar.
Within the kingdom of Dagar.
And that's D-A-E or D-A-I?
D-A-I-G-A-R. The king himself was, during his reign, none of you were alive for that reign, I believe, was much beloved. He was a large supporter of magic and the magic culture and helped it thrive throughout the kingdom. So, basically the campaign is just going to be, there will be a decent amount of magic, and it's kind of common knowledge that magic exists, magic is a thing, and it's just normal.
So give us a
magic isn't like
comparative universe.
Any other Dungeons and Dragons universe. It's not something that commoners wield, but it's something that like large cities will have a lot of mages. They'll have lamps that are made up of magical light,
it's like
or they'll have
fairy tale.
Sure, I guess.
It's a good show.
Good show's good. Animes or manga's better than anime,
Alright,
though.
we're gonna start out.
So says everyone in the world about every other series in
everything
the world.
ever.
No, there's
Nobody
some
has
animes
ever
that are better
said
than
the
manga.
movie is better than
No
the
one has
book.
said that.
Nobody has
Pokemon.
ever said that.
No one has said that.
Nobody.
Fairy tale manga is better than anime, but it is really close. They did a really good job with the anime.
Pretty sure Pokemon came out with anime before manga.
No.
Nope, that is
is not true.
I'm pretty sure that's false.
That is completely false.
What came out? It was
the manga first, and then it was the games, and then it was the anime.
And then it was the cards.
No,
and
the
then-
cards.
No, I'm pretty sure game is OC,
I don't think game
and
was
then
OC. I
manga,
don't think
and
game
then
was OC.
show. I think it was.
I think show's last. I thought it was.
No,
I
show was
thought-
definitely last.
I thought it was.
I thought it was. Is it
I thought it was
Game?
manga
See,
game
if I had my
card.
phone, I could look this up.
right? But we're not doing that because it doesn't matter, and we can move on.
Whatever,
'Cause
fine,
fuck you.
whatever.
All right, you all are starting in a small town in this continent. The town is called Saint Springs. It is next to a large spring. You're starting here because there is a festival in the town. The town is relatively small. The festival is a pretty small festival. There's a few stalls selling groceries, stuff like that, stuff that the people in the town have grown, and knickknacks, things that the people in the town have made, either blacksmith shops, just stuff like that. So I'm going to go around the table, and each one of you is going to tell me why your character is at this festival.
I have to make this up on the spot.
Yep. Good.
I'm looking for cat trinkets and alcohol. I've actually found like a pretty good bar, and I have stocked the fuck up.
Okay. Also, there's a archery tournament and a small, just fighting tournament in the festival as well. Very small. There's a small purse to the winner. Alan, why's your character here?
I am looking for in old and ancient tomes, nothing really specific, things that might have clues to hidden powers over the land.
Fighters tournament. I want the money.
Okay. Steph, why's your character here?
I'm a monster hunter, and I heard there was someone hired me to find a monster outside town, and then I heard about the archery competition, and I thought that sounded like, I don't know, something I wanted to do, so my eye's on the prize.
Okay.
But I also want to find the monster.
Alright, so how we're going to do this is Justin, Kaido,
Kaido.
Just
Darn.
fucking call me whatever you want, man.
Kaido the thing.
You are just going to drink in a bar, and
Just like in real life.
Yeah, basically.
I don't like bars.
He never goes.
Yeah,
I
Garth,
meant the
your
drinking
room
part.
is
Oh,
your
okay.
bar.
The alcoholic part.
Fair enough.
You just stay in your room, drink your fucking shit, and we'll get to you when we get to you.
you are going to make 3 endurance checks to make sure that
man.
you stay sober.
What? Why would it say sober?
Okay,
That's
make
the
sure
whole point
that,
of drinking.
to make sure that you don't pass
Standing.
out.
Okay, fine.
Alan,
Yes, sir.
you are going to make 2 insight checks, and if you pass one of them, high DC, you are going to be able to find a tome. John, you are going to make 3 just flat D20 rolls, and Steph, same with you. All right, you go first.
Ooh.
Yeah.
8 plus 16, 16
Okay.
for the first one. 6 plus 8, 14.
Oh, okay.
And
You start to feel a little bit tipsy, and
9
you-
plus 8, 17.
All right, you eventually shake it off, and you keep yourself afloat.
Yeah.
You're drinking mostly outside. There's outside stalls set up, and a lot of the people are just drinking outside, just walking around the fair.
23 for the first one.
Okay.
13 for the second one.
Don't you roll 2?
Or,
Yeah, 2.
Oh, 2.
2 insight.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said 3. Never mind.
You
What? Stop looking at my character sheet, Kaido. What do you want to know? My insight?
Speak,
It's
Kaido.
plus 9.
Yeah,
Plus
speak.
9. Eat it.
you
Okay, fine.
don't
If I can
you don't
hear it.
really find anything special, anything specific. You find a few tomes, some shops that are selling homemade potions, basically, and you pick up 2 minor potions of healing.
Okay. Do I buy those? How much do they cost?
You get them relatively cheap.
Okay.
You can figure that out later. They charge you a gold for both of them.
And what's
Okay.
my D20s for?
Because you were in the fighting tournament, and you were facing off against combatants, and I'm going to tell you whether or not you win your face-offs.
Do I add my attack bonus to
You
this?
can attack. You add your attack bonus, and that's it. Just unarmed, because it's a brawler.
Okay,
It's
where's
just
my
straight up brawl.
Where's my base attack bonus on the damn shit?
It's basic attacks. On the right, it's about in the mid.
Unarmed melee.
Plus
the way-
5.
Okay.
What? Fucking 5. What the shit?
He's got 20 strength. He's got
Fine,
20
fine,
strength.
fine. Whatever.
So 19 first.
Okay, you win against that combatant.
22 second.
Barely. This guy beats you a decent amount, but you come back and you knock him out in the 3rd round.
Well, at least it wasn't an Ali knockout first round. All right, and 3, 13. It's probably gonna be second place.
The
here.
last combatant you fight is a large half orc, and he fucking goes to town on you
Goes to
and
town.
just destroys you, and you get knocked out after 3 series.
I feel like I was just in a prison rape scene. Anyway,
All right, Steph.
On
Archer
your
competition.
face.
on my
You're gonna
face.
roll and do basic short bow. So +5. So roll and then add 5 to your roll, and then tell me what the score is.
I got second. Whatever.
25.
Oh, the first roll. The first roll's a crit.
All right, you shoot your first arrow, fucking
Woo!
dead center of the target.
Goes through like
Goes through the target, somehow hits another target.
The
it goes through
the
that
second round is moving targets.
Oh.
Oh.
2. Okay.
It was about to be
7.
18. Tim
7.
falls.
All right, you miss 2 of the 3 targets. You hit the last one, and then the 3rd round. The 3rd round is a combination, and you have to walk down the field as you're shooting.
8.
And you miss most of those targets
So
as
I
well.
did really well at first, and then I lost.
So
mine.
you pretty much did really well in the first. As you all are walking around the fair, everything seems great. It's a beautiful day outside. No clouds. It's starting to get a little bit darker, and then all of a sudden,
Wait, so do I win the money?
as you're doing your third competition, as you're exchanging money for your potions,
As I'm getting railed by a half-orc.
as you are healing up after getting railed,
As I'm about to
as
get a
you
bar
were
fight,
about
As
to
he's
get into a
stumbling
bar fight,
out.
a bluish hue just falls over the entire area, and all of your ears pop.
Ow.
Okay.
Okay,
Ouch.
what do you do?
Are warlocks immune to bluish hues? Popping their ears? Do my ears pop?
Your ears
shit,
pop,
you know.
and the world turns like it's a bluish hue over it.
Okay. Question.
Okay.
What are hybrid races thought of in this world? I thought of as like
Half elves are half orcs are seen as almost a lower class. Half elves are generally treated as humans, so they're standard tier.
standard for
they're
humans,
a little bit
sub elf to elves.
sub elf to elf. Elves see them as kind of like a muddening of the pool.
Right.
How about Dragonborn?
And Dragonborn are just nomads, and nobody really cares about them that much. And dwarves have a capital city, so
In the north,
they're mostly accepted. Though as you get south, more and more south towards like the desert region, dwarves are looked down on because they don't do well in the desert region just because it's so hot and so like sweaty.
fucking dwarves, man.
think Obama in
You're
Louisiana.
What? What the fuck does that mean?
Something racist, probably.
Wow.
Anyway.
All right. So what do you do? All right, I'll start with you.
You being Coyote.
As I'm about to punch someone in the face, I
You
start flipping out
It
and
seems
like.
that everything just kind of slows down and comes to a stop.
Oh really?
As you're starting to throw the punch, for some reason you just feel like you just stop. Like it's not like something's holding you back, but you just kind of just stop in your punch. You just don't feel like doing it anymore, and you just sit there.
Like I'm time stopped, or like I'm pacified.
You can still think, and you still feel the breeze on your face. You still blink. You can see other people around you. They don't really have like their facial expressions haven't really changed.
All right,
But you can see people just looking around.
I'm in straight disbelief, and I imagine that I have passed out again, and I'm mad at myself for passing out again, being a bitch.
Okay, Alan.
I try and look around.
Okay, you turn your head, and it just doesn't. You just move your eyes, and you
Okay.
start to look from side to side with your eyes.
I guess I look around as much as I can through my
Everybody
vision.
kind of just stopped in the things that they're doing. They didn't
So now we're
like
supposed to
anything
do
that was like
something.
falling just kept falling, like birds still buzzing, and
So it's
the
just
breeze is still going.
A people stop.
But people just kind of just look like they just stopped what they're doing.
I try and focus. I try and focus some magic and see if I can sense any negative energies around me.
You can't seem to focus. Your head is, when you try to start to focus, your head kind of buzzes a little bit, and the pop in your ear gets a little bit worse.
Okay, I close my eyes and I try and slow down my heart rate and like meditate.
Okay, so you close your eyes and you just sit. Jan, you're sitting on a bench and you're kind of like just like cleaning yourself up, and then all of a sudden you just don't feel like doing it anymore, and your hands just fall and you just sit there.
I try and move my hands.
All right, as you try to tell your hands to move, you stand up.
I think to myself, have my movements been reversed in some way? I try and lift my right leg.
You lift your right leg and it starts to turn,
Like, to
and
the
then it
right.
stops.
Okay. I look around to see what's happening to other people.
As you start to look around, you see a few people just slowly, like their movements kind of together. Just everybody just kind of either, if they're sitting down, they stand up. If they're standing up, they start to walk a little bit, and then they stop.
I try and call out to them.
You just can't talk. You just don't open your mouth. Steph, as you're like shooting arrows into the archer, as you're shooting arrows in your third archery, the third arrow you shoot, you pull the bow back, you let the arrow fly. The arrow just keeps going, but you just hold your bow up, and just your hand drops to your side, and you just sit there.
Well, apparently we can't really move or talk, but
You don't know any of this.
Your character does not know any
Your
of
character
this.
does not know any of this.
Okay, well, I would like to send Professor Black to scout the area.
Professor Black.
That's my raven.
Alright, you can't. You try to talk to tell Professor Black to do something,
But he's very
And
intuitive, so...
you just don't say anything. And he just sits up in his tree. He's in a tree watching the competition. He stays relatively out of sight. And he just sits in his tree and just looking over everyone.
But... I'm just gonna keep trying to call out to Professor Black.
Alright, as you keep trying to make your mouth move to make the sounds, every time that you try to say something, your body turns a little bit, and you put your bow to your side, and you start to walk. And every time that you try to say something, you walk a little bit further. And
Away or towards the...
as you
Professor
look
Black?
around, almost everyone in the fairgrounds is all moving in the same direction.
That's
and
creepy.
You see that, you have your eyes closed so you don't see anything, and you see that as well.
Okay.
As you're looking around, mostly everybody in the fairgrounds is starting to walk extremely slowly in one direction. As you're standing there, all looking around, you see, not a lot, about half a dozen humans, all of them wearing leather chests. They start to walk into the fairgrounds, and it looks like they start prodding people to stand up. Like, people that are still sitting down, they prod them to stand up. People that are walking towards the back, that are, straggling behind, they, start to poke the people and, push them to help make them go along.
Okay.
You hear a little bit of commotion. These guys are just, mumbling to each other. You don't know that they're people. You just hear people start mumbling to each other.
Do I know that I'm moving? Am I moving?
You aren't moving.
Okay.
And you are moving. And you are only moving a little bit, and it's only when you start to try to talk, to, yell out to people. And same thing with you. When you start to try to yell out to Professor Black, you start moving.
Am I able to recognize that, or no?
Insight. What's your... roll an insight check. The both of you that are moving.
Okay. 9.
Okay, you don't really know what's going on. You just know that every once in a while you start to move.
Okay.
You don't really make the connection.
I had 3 to that, right?
Whatever your insight is.
So 19.
Okay. You think that there may be a connection between you trying to speak and moving at the same time. Like,
So
you
I
trying to
thought-
give your body commands and moving at the same time. You think that there's a connection.
So I decide to try not moving and speaking and see what happens.
So you just let your body sit there and you just stop moving.
Okay.
Justin, as you're...
What's up? I'm Bairn of the Darren clan.
Bairn.
Bairn of the Darren clan.
Bairn.
Bairn, as you're standing there thinking that you just blacked out, someone comes up behind you, and it's one of the humans, and he's just like, Dwarf, let's go. And he starts pushing in the back.
So I can move now, or what's going on?
What do you
Am I
do?
still
What do you
slow
do?
motion?
Figure it out.
What do you do?
I don't know how. Okay,
Tell me what you want to do.
I want to find the prettiest lady in the room and go hug her.
Okay, you see the prettiest lady, and as you start to go walk, or as you tell yourself to go walk towards this lady, your body turns and you start walking in the same direction as all these other people. And the guy moves on to the next person.
So
And starts pushing. Let's go.
I'm not in control. I'm just kind of whatevering. Okay, I focus my force of will to do what I actually want. because I still feel like I'm dreaming.
Okay, roll.
Isn't he drunk? Can't he
Add
not?
your intellect.
Can he not focus on anything?
12.
Alright, as you start to focus really hard,
Wouldn't that be whiz?
you break
I
out
feel like that'd
in
be whiz.
almost a full sprint, and you just like chug it in the same direction as everybody else.
I feel like that'd be whiz. What the fuck?
Alan,
Yes, sir.
someone comes up behind you and just like, alright, let's go. And starts tapping you on the back to push you.
He's having my back.
Right.
I kind of I open my eyes extremely slowly, just to get like a small peripheral of what's going on in front of me, just so someone around me can't see if my eyes are opening or closing.
Okay.
And do I see who's trying to push me? Or do I see anything that was not there before I close my eyes?
You just feel somebody behind you. You can't really see them because they're behind you, and you just like feel a hand just like shoving at your back.
I try and sidestep.
All right.
Sort of like a strafe.
As you try and sidestep, you turn, and then you walk a little bit in the direction everybody else is walking.
So I go forward, not to the side.
Right.
Okay.
You turn and you start walking forward down the road that everybody else is walking in.
I do it very slowly. I do it as slowly as possible. So if that sidestep motion made me go slowly forward, I will keep trying to do a sidestep.
All right, you just keep walking slowly forward.
Okay. Does the guy ever stop pushing me?
As soon as you start walking, he stops and
Okay.
you just don't
Well,
feel him anymore.
As soon as I stop feeling him, I just keep my eyes closed and stop moving completely.
Okay. All right. After a little while, those of you who still have your eyes open, you see most of the people have started like just funneling out. They're all just going in the same direction, and they're mostly gone. The two of you see a dwarf just fucking booking it, just like almost full sprint running down the road, just like right in the same direction as everybody else.
I think, is that dwarf on some kind of drug?
All right. After a little while,
I think. What's his problem?
as you continue to try to move, you start walking in the same direction. Mostly everybody else is funneled out. It's you only see yourself. You see him, and you know about yourself. You're fucking gone, and you have your eyes closed.
Okay.
Everybody, what's your passive insights? Is there anybody over 15?
I'm 19.
Where do you determine passive insight?
Right.
Is it just
There
plus
should
10?
be just a passive
Oh,
insight.
okay. 12.
So 12. Anybody over 15?
Where is that number?
19.
13.
Fuck your shit,
All right.
man. Fuck your
Alan,
shit.
you hear, it's really muffled, but you hear it in the
10.
same direction as everybody else. You hear somebody saying, "We have a few resistors, just knock them all out." And then after a few seconds, you all just fall asleep.
Nah, you got knocked the fuck out.
You.
I heard you all.
Yes.
You
eventually-
are on crack.
You're running, and you catch up. You like basically break away from everybody else in front of everybody else. And as you're running, you see like 4 to 5 is what you can see carriages, and people are just like, you just run, get up into the carriage, sit down, put your head down, fucking go to sleep.
So, Tyner definitely
Okay.
He was so excited. He was so excited to participate.
Professor Black is my companion, right? So wouldn't he be like, want to, I don't know.
Peck a fucker's eyes out.
Yeah, wouldn't he want to protect me or like be near me when this was happening? Instead, he's just sitting in a tree. That doesn't seem like a
Right.
ranger and her companion.
So
He
your
is a
companion
bird.
is sitting on the top of a tree. He's watching the fairground. From his point of view, you don't know this in character. From his point of view, everybody in the fairground is just doing the normal human things. That's what humans do. They walk around all over the place.
But he's smart.
When you fall asleep, you don't know what happens to Professor Black because you fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
Fell asleep.
fine. I wanted my raven to same today, but okay.
Okay. Alright, so all of you pass out. You fall asleep. It doesn't feel like you passed out. You just kind of drifted into sleep. So you all close your eyes. You've already had your eyes closed. It doesn't feel like any time has passed. And then you open your eyes.
Roll
Where
initiative.
am I?
Should I
Roll
perception?
Roll
Okay,
initiative.
as you open your eyes,
Passive
it
perception.
looks mostly dark. Does anybody have low light vision?
I'm half elf.
I have dark vision.
Dark vision, low
I'm
light
half elf.
vision.
Oh, you know what's funny is that my
No.
Raven has low light vision.
I'm pretty sure
but
you also have low light vision because
apparently-
you're a fucking half elf.
I am Dragonborn. I don't think I have these.
Well, I mean, it's not listed,
No.
so I don't know.
Oh, I thought it was
do you
listed.
Get, do you
Race
get it in 4E?
features?
My
I don't even
Raven
know if you
has
get it in
it.
4E.
It'd be under
I don't know if
race
that's a thing
It
anymore.
would be under race features if you did.
I mean, I have race features, and I don't have any, like, sort of vision listed.
You're a dwarf.
But
Are we just gonna go by like the standard practice is dwarves dark vision, half elves and elves low light vision?
Yeah, but that was Pathfinder.
Yeah,
Right,
that-
and,
that's
and,
like- that's
and then
like
what's
standard.
Dragonborn? Because I'm pretty sure Dragonborn are like.
I imagine that'll be
Low vision
low or
too.
dark. Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna say that. Okay, all of you see. You two. Okay,
Alan and Chan.
okay. No, Alan.
Yes, sir.
As you start to open your eyes, you see that you are in a extremely small cell. The cell is
Am I sitting, standing, leaning?
you're sitting on a bench.
Okay.
The cell is stone. It's stone walls. There's a very, very small window at the top of the cell against the back wall, and there's some like hay at the bottom of the cell, just on the floor and stuff. And there's like a piss pile in the corner. There's also a Dragonborn in your cell with you that has like cuts and bruises all over his face.
Oh, awesome.
You, Chan,
So,
you open your eyes, and you see the same thing that I described to Alan, except you see a skinny half-elf. What do you look like? Long white hair.
what's your charisma? 18?
18.
Really?
I'm very pretty.
Very pretty
I have 16 charisma. I shouldn't
Female?
look ugly, by the way.
female half-elf. Of course your character's girl.
Of course.
Female half-elf with long white hair sitting on the, like, bench. They're like wall benches. They have chains that come out of the wall. And it's just basically a plank of wood that's just on the wall. And he's sitting on
Chained to the wall, right?
it's chained to the wall.
So
and
we
it's
can,
sitting
we
across
can
from
flip
you.
it up?
So it flips up, yeah.
Okay. Are you awake?
I wish I wasn't. Rub my head. Did that just happen?
Where are we?
I really don't know.
What happened to your face?
Unless something else happened, Half-Orc beat the shit out of me in a fighting competition.
Why were you fighting a half-orc?
Finals. He beat everyone else, I beat everyone else, and then he beat the crap out of me.
Alright, Justin and Steph, you two come to, and you start to hear, like, this conversation, mostly fucking just bullshit. In this, you wake up, you see a dwarf sitting in the cell across from you, you see a half-elf female sitting in the
can
cell
I
across from you.
recognize him as the crazy dwarf that was running?
You do recognize him as the crazy dwarf that was running.
Alright.
Basically same scene, except opposite. Like, their window was on the right wall, your window on the left wall. You hear talking in the cell directly across from you.
Alright, I wake up, and I notice her,
Mhm.
and I stare at her for like a couple seconds. Is she pretty?
She has a charisma of
13.
So,
Pretty average.
average.
I think bottom of
Okay.
the charisma here.
Well, I interpret that as super pretty. So,
I
Oh,
was
can
wondering
you
if you
stand-
were offended by
You
that or
are a
not.
little bit hungover.
And quite hideous. With
Just a
neg-
little bit,
With a
though.
-1 to charisma.
Yes, -1 charisma.
Yes, and
Yes.
she
Suck
is
it.
ugly.
I know.
You're the bottom
Not
charisma.
ugly as fuck.
I'm
That's
second.
like
Dude,
pretty
I'm
ugly.
dude, negative
That's
stat.
like pretty ugly.
Negative stat
That's
is
like pretty ugly.
Negative
That's not like
stat.
ugly as fuck.
You have gashes
He's,
on your face.
Okay, he's uglier than
Average.
most
So
people.
wait, why
Average.
get stuck in the dragon with the pervy dwarf?
All right, whatever. I noticed you. I noticed you staring
Skip over
for
that
seconds
part.
and think. I say like, oh fuck, am I still dreaming?
And I say, where are we?
I don't fucking know.
Please
I'm,
don't rate
like,
me.
I don't know if I'm dreaming or not.
I don't know. Don't rate me. Dragonborn, normal vision, half elves and dwarf, low light vision.
Fuck!
Just low
Can
light
I make a
vision.
perception
bullshit.
check?
Light vision.
Okay, good. You make perception check. Roll your perception.
Wait, what is my perception?
It's insight. It's actually insight in 4E.
Oh, really? So 3?
Oh no, it's perception.
No,
Straight up
yeah,
perception.
there's
There's
perception.
So wait, do I
Wait,
add it
do-
to 6?
What,
Yeah,
what
you
should
add
just use
6.
her passive perception?
If she wants to actively look in the room, it's different.
Okay.
Oh, so that's not very good.
Okay, so 10.
10.
Like, seriously.
All right, you notice just a few things. You notice
the
that
universe
this place
needs the balance.
is really, really fucking cold. Really cold. Second, you hear just like a little bit of movement. You hear the talking in the cell across from you. You hear just a little bit of movement, like in between the cells, like on the on the hallway that goes in between the cells. And you notice your armor and your weapons are gone.
That's serious.
Dun, dun, dun.
Alright, so I become super worried that I am missing my armor and my weapons.
All right.
And I start looking for it.
All right,
Looking
I see
for
her
it.
freak out, and I pat myself down to check all my shit is there.
You are wearing your clothes, and that is it. No armor, no weapons, no shields. You don't
Yeah,
even have
these
your
were
backpack. Nothing.
All right, so I'm still dreaming. I'm just gonna strip down, and I start stripping down.
All right. The door starts stripping all his clothes off.
I'm too concerned with my missing weapons to pay attention to the ugly dwarf.
The hideous dwarf.
All right. As you guys are like doing your things, you two are talking. Justin and Steph, you're looking around the room, taking his fucking clothes off.
Stripping.
You hear like these footsteps in the center aisle just start to like slowly walk up the aisle, and you hear some like clanging. It sounds like metal against metal. Like every once in a while, you hear clanging. And as the footsteps get closer to you, you see a human with a black tunic, and he has a mallet or like just like a really small club in his hand, and he gets to the cell. And he turns to the cell across from you, and he bangs on the thing, and he's like, "Hey, shut up! We'll get to you soon enough. Stop fucking talking in there."
Intimidate.
And we hear that too?
I'm gonna roll intimidate.
Alright, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to yell at him and say, "Fuck you, asshole," because you put me in a goddamn cell. 25.
Okay. He's like, and he just walks off. He looked perturbed.
Wait, can I see the guy yet?
Hold your tongue.
He walks past you guys, and he starts yelling
Okay,
at people.
I
like
don't-
as he passes me, I stare intensely at him, and I like make a fist, and I try to telepathically choke him.
Okay. He
Okay, Darth Vader.
doesn't even look in your cell. He's looking at the cell across from you, banging, yelling. That whole thing happens, and then he walks away. Doesn't even know that you're there.
I tell him to hold his tongue.
What for?
Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on. We need to get out of here, and we can't be drawing attention to ourselves. So, let's figure out a way to get around this.
Can I
Okay,
hear
let's
that?
check around and see if there's any
Alright.
way to get out.
You guys,
Alright, what's your
Steph and Justin, you can clearly hear the conversation that's happening in
I
the
say-
other cell.
Here,
Alright.
here. I want to leave as well.
Alright, check around the room. See.
What's your name?
Kriv. Sup.
Crib. Okay. I'm
Stop.
Sally Scourge.
Stop,
I check
Crib.
my boot to see if they took my dagger.
Yeah, I checked mine as well.
The both of you check yourselves. You have nothing on you. You are just small clothes.
Okay.
You have
Okay, I got nothing.
you have like a shirt and like your pants, and you just have pants. You don't even have a shirt anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
So I've got
I
nothing.
get-
How about you?
No, they seem to have taken my dagger.
Same here.
You seem strong enough. Let's try and figure this out. Oh, so what exactly are we in right now? There's stone on three sides.
Okay, there's stone
There's
on
a
three
wooden bench
sides.
with a chain with a chain link.
Right.
And is there some sort of bar?
There is a bar.
Prison bar?
There's. It basically looks like cells. It looks like you guys are in cells. There's bars that are connecting you to where the Goaler was walking.
Okay.
Is there a metal bar at the bottom, like holding together the cell links?
Like he's saying, like cell bar with like the two
Like think
bars.
first Pirates.
Wait, did you say there were windows?
There's a tiny window, too small for a person to fit through, at the top corners of each cell, just
Too
to let a
small
little
for
bit
a
of light
dwarf?
in.
Too small for a person, like about my size?
Too small for every single one of you.
Okay.
Okay.
What about
I start inspecting the room. Like I get up out of bed, start inspecting the room,
Okay.
and I notice the window.
You're still naked, by the way.
Yes, that's
Okay.
true. Oh, I don't know. I'm down to my underwear.
All right. Okay.
I'm at least down to my underwear.
You were
So
already
Peter's
in your underwear.
stripping.
Was I? I thought
You
I
were
was
in a
down to
shirt?
like.
You
Yeah.
were like in a shirt and some pants.
Yeah,
All right, so
I
you
took
take
off my
shirt
pants and my shirt.
Okay.
So I'm in my underwear, and I notice the window, so I like jump up to the window, pull myself up, and look outside the window.
All
What do I
right, the
see?
window doesn't have bars on it. It's just just an open window. You jump up to it. It looks like like you know the like stones that make up the walls. One of the stones is missing, and that's the window. Basically, it's a missing stone.
Okay.
You look out, and you are underground. The bottom of the window is level with the ground. It just keeps going.
Okay,
You
so I'm
look
like in
outside-
a basement area, sort of.
Yeah.
Okay.
You look like you're in a basement. You look outside. It's a little bit chilly outside. You see that there are some trees, but they're mostly like. It looks like it's autumn, or at least it looks like it's in an area that would be autumn. The trees are like browning. There's no like snow on the ground, but it has a little bit of a chill in the air, and that's like you just feel a little breeze come through the window.
Okay, what's in the room?
In the room there are 4 walls.
Okay.
A window, the bars for the cell, and there are wooden benches that have chains that connect to the wall.
I see.
My turn.
Okay.
Sure. What do you want to do?
So I guess it's pretty obvious that I can't find my weapons. So then I start worrying about where the heck is Professor Black.
Okay.
So I push the little dwarf, the fat, ugly dwarf, away from the window.
All right.
You're on
And
doing opposite
I-
selves.
I resist the pushing.
All right. You push him a little bit. He like resists, but eventually you two can like share looking out the window.
Okay, so that's kind of cute. We're both looking out the window.
And you're
And
half
then-
naked over there.
I start calling out for Professor Black.
All right. You call out for a little while.
But not like call out loudly, like a whistle or something like that. Like something
Yeah.
more discreet.
Okay. So you're sitting there, and she just like starts looking out the window, and you see her like making this weird like
Okay.
this weird
so-
sound, and eventually, like after a little while, like the sun to the window just kind of blots out, and like this big, or not very big, but like this black thing just kind of like pops onto the ground in front of you.
I
It's like out of
fucking
nowhere.
freak out, and I like fall from the window, and I sit on the ground, and I just kind of like
Remember he has goggles.
freak out.
All right, and like as your eyes adjust to the darkness that he blocked, or the light that he blocked out, you see that there's this little there's a raven out there that's just like jumping around outside the window, and he has
I recognize it as
really
a raven.
ugly goggles on.
I recognize it as a raven, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And I say, it's Professor Black.
Who the fuck is Professor Black?
And I say, he's my companion. And
You're what?
we've been friends for a long time. He was misunderstood, and I saved him.
Okay.
And he's gonna get us out of here.
Do we,
He
do
just
we
like
hear all this?
when he like you hear her calling, you hear a fall in the room, and you look,
And we hear what the fuck?
and you hear what the fuck.
The fuck are you guys doing?
I assume you're being quiet as you're explaining to him who Professor Black is?
Yes, because I realized that they got in trouble for talking loudly.
Okay.
Right.
We got in trouble? I told you
He
to fuck
like
off.
comes
Well,
as he like
he ran
falls
away
into the
like a
window,
bitch.
he just like starts squawking. He's like, here, 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 here.
So I
Call!
say, I grab his beak and tell him to be quiet.
He
Can
just
I
like,
reach my hand through the window?
yeah, you can reach
Okay.
your hand through the window. The window looks big enough for him to fit through.
So I bring him in.
Okay.
But make his beak, he has to be quiet.
Okay, you snap his beak and you're
Professor
just
Black.
like, shh, and he just stops. He stops like calling. He just like gives a little bit of a whimper. He's just like, oh, and then he just like stops. All right. When you guys like look across the hall and you hear him fall, you eventually see the half elf woman. She like brings in a bird on her hand, and she's like
Okay.
has this beak
And we
clamped shut.
see them across the hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can ice breath the door.
I am mildly freaked out by the bird.
No, it looks.
Right.
We
The
have
dwarf
to
looks
figure
afraid of
something
the
out.
bird.
We have to get rid of the ghoul.
I
We
say,
can't just
"It's
get out
okay."
of here.
I'm still mildly freaked out.
Okay,
So
the cell part with the bars, are each individual bar in the ground, or is it like a gate with 2 bars in
Right. So there's not enough space for your body to fit through. Each bar is in the ground. There's enough space for like your hand to fit through, probably up to your elbow, for you up to your elbow, for you up to your shoulder. Each bar is like in the ground, and then there's a crossbeam that like holds the bar straight, except for the door. The door has its own crossbeams. Both of you roll insight if you're looking at the bars. If you're not looking at the bars, don't roll. This is for Chan and Alan.
Crit.
Okay.
6.
These bars look almost brand new. There's no rust on them. They look like they were just put in, and they're really sturdy.
Okay. Let's try and see how much wiggle room we have here. Let's grab the bars. Don't make noise. Let's just try and lift it up or lift it out. Let's do something.
Okay.
So we play around with the bars and try
Okay.
and make as little noise as possible.
All right, you're like pulling around the bars and stuff. Do
we feel any give?
You don't really feel any give. The goaler comes back. As he's walking back, anybody with a passive perception above 15?
No.
Where do I see that?
Top right.
I have 16.
All right, you hear as he's walking. You didn't really hear this before. You hear kind of a jingle.
He has keys. Professor Black, go! Get the keys. Go,
do
Professor,
you do
go.
that?
What?
Do you do that?
No, I don't say it like that.
Is he gonna walk by
Okay,
my
so
cell?
like
All right,
the
so
goaler
Professor-
walks up and he starts walking up to your cells, and like he like tries to jump out at you and smack where your hands were on the bars, like pulling the bars. He just like smacks.
I try and
And
grab.
And
you
as
hear a
he's
jingle.
distracted, I sneak. Can I do like a stealth check to stealthily put Professor Black outside the bar so we can grab the keys?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, you're gonna roll Professor Black's stealth.
Oh well,
And you're
how do
gonna
I
try and
find
get
his
him-
stealth?
Go to your pets page.
His stealth is
I think it's all right. So you're gonna look at his. I think it's dexterity for stealth. Yeah, it's dexterity based, and you're gonna add his dex score. 18's a +4.
oh, that's pretty good. Great. So I add +4 to whatever number I get.
Yeah.
All 9 +4. 13.
What is it? 13? Okay. The goaler's like really tied up and occupied with these other guys. He's like banging on their cell, telling them to be quiet. Did you say you were gonna try and grab him?
I'm going to try and intimidate him with a growl to get his attention. Hang on.
You guys,
But do they
you
really
don't
know what's going on?
You don't know that this is happening.
Yeah, I can hear the keys. I'm gonna try and intimidate with a growl, trying to get him in to get closer and whack the bars. So I'll go
Okay.
for the intimidate. 12. Goddamn 2.
All right.
And I'm rendering dragon breath.
He just kind of like you like growl in his face, and he just kind of laughs at you, and he just like bangs on the bars a little more. And he's like, "Stupid lizard!" and he like bangs at them.
I grab his arm when he bangs on the bars.
All right, good. Make an attack to try and grab him.
Plus my attack bonus.
You're gonna make it unarmed. Grapple. So you're gonna make an unarmed, I believe. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So you're gonna make an attack against him to try and grab his arm.
Okay. Fuck, 8.
All right.
That failed.
So you go out and like you reach your hand out, try and grab him, and like he like backs away, and does a 12 hit your armor class with no armor on?
Let me check.
What's your dodge?
Checking. I think it's 11. I have
What's your dexterity bonus?
1.
Okay. So as you like go to reach your hand out, he like smacks you on the wrist with his like little thing, and he starts laughing at you. You take 1 non-lethal.
Fine.
You send your raven out to go get it. And he like your raven like jumps out a little bit. He like is on the ground.
Wait,
And
can I see the guard yet?
yeah, you see the guard too.
What does the guard look like?
He is a short, fat
Oh, I stopped caring. I immediately stopped caring.
ball. Okay.
Okay.
So helpful.
He's a man. Sorry.
Is there anything you can
Your
do?
raven like jumps out a little bit, and he jumps up, he grabs the keys and like pulls them off, and as the guard's like falling back and like smacking, you see him like just like whip down
Does
this
the guard
thing.
turn around and face the raven, face their cage?
The guard as the guard backs up and smacks, you like see the guard like whip down his like his cudgel, and as you see that, like as the guard backs up, your raven jumps up and grabs the keys off of his back, like off of his belt pouch, and he like hops back into the thing, and like you just hear a whack, and you hear him say like, "Ha ha ha, stupid lizard."
If I use Dragon Breath through the cage, does that like take like a negative to my attack?
Yes, because he's gonna have cover.
Okay.
Does it really count as cover against?
It's gonna be partial cover.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not gonna be full cover. It's gonna be partial cover.
I say, good job, Professor Black.
Like add it towards his reflex since it's basically against his reflex and it's a close blast 3.
Right.
Okay.
Well, the way that it works is like you'll make your attack to try and hit his reflex, and then there will be a 50%, just flat 50% miss chance.
Okay.
So like whatever your attack is.
I'll hold it. Okay.
Okay. That's an encounter, or is it daily?
Pretty sure
I think it's a counter.
Encounter.
Yeah, it's an encounter attack.
You know what? I could have rolled an thievery check. Although I guess it would have been the same. Never mind.
Yeah, I only have
All
one
right.
daily.
So yeah, your Professor Black. Oh, I just should have been thievery. Professor Black comes back. He has the keys in his mouth, and he like pops up to your hand
Arm.
again.
Whatever. So I take the keys out of his mouth and bundle them, whatever clothes I'm wearing.
Okay.
Just hide them.
Make a thievery to try and put them in your clothes without the keys jangling.
That would be thievery.
Yeah, it's gonna be really loud. Or stealth. Make it stealth.
Good, because my stealth is higher. 17 plus 8.
Okay.
Told you.
So
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
25.
you just like you grab the keys and you like put them inside of you like just stuff them down your shirt.
And not a jingle was heard.
Right. All right.
What if it was
I got
Christmas
them
time?
keys.
What if
What?
it was
So
Christmas
after the
time?
guy like he like smacks you, and then he just kind of like walks. He
Like
starts to
Santa
walk
Claus
away.
wasn't even real. No jingles. No
The hell?
jingles.
He like laughs at you and then just walks away.
Do we see the Raven do any of that?
What's your passive insight or perception?
12.
10.
Nope.
Excellent. Okay, so let's not do that again. Let's try and be stealthier. about
What's your
this.
passive insight? Oh, you know what? You do see it because she's like right next to you.
We
You
can't.
see that she has keys.
We can't try and alarm
He's
them.
still
and-
Can you
Street,
sleight of hand
so
it away from
whatever.
him?
I mean, it's up to
Um,
him whether
like,
he
I
thinks.
need
I
to-
was considering breaking the wall down with my mind, but I see that she has keys, so I tell her, "Hey,
You could always try to
Stop.
astral project.
with those keys."
No, works for me all the time.
And I say, listen, I see these people across the hall from us, but we need to know that we can trust them first. So,
Who?
Sounds like you're already trusting this guy. That's weird.
The half
because he's
naked
in the
dwarf.
cell with me, so I can't really
He's
just like
half-naked.
open up the cell.
He's half naked.
You might want to tell him to put some clothes on.
while they're figuring this stuff out, like,
I'm shaking my hand because I got hit with a cudgel in my hand. So
okay,
fuck you.
don't worry about your hand. We need to figure out a way out of here. See that bench? Rip that bench out of the wall.
Sounds good to me.
And I say, guys, listen. I whisper across the hall, guys, listen, you're being too loud. If you're more quiet, maybe we have a way out of here. Wink, wink.
Did we hear her say wink wink, or is she trying? Did she
She-
actually
I-
wink?
She
very
legitimately
suggestive.
says, "Wink, wink."
No.
Like she looks across the hall to you guys, and she's like, "We have a way out of here." Wink, wink.
No, I'm just being
What does-
suggestive.
You want to go with this plan, or you want to just keep doing what we're doing?
What does that mean? Exactly.
It means if you guys are smart, we can get out of here.
And then
Is she
she
calling
says,
us stupid?
"Wink again." She says it. She's like, "Wink," because this is a big wink.
What does wink mean, madam? What does wink mean?
I'm going to work on the bench. You keep talking to her.
Okay, let's
All
look
right.
this bench
As
out.
you go ahead,
no,
make a
don't
thing to
flip
try. And,
the bench out.
All right, plus 5 for the strength modifier. 11. That's a no.
total.
Yes.
All right, you start like jingling the bench, and like the change like, and the goalie like yells in the hallway. He's like, "God damn it! Don't make me come down there again."
Actually, this is actually a good idea. Okay, we need to kill him when he comes back,
I can breathe ice on him and probably kill him with that.
and probably
You
kill everyone
Here,
else.
you
Let's
see him
not
like you
do
two
that.
see him like, Justin and Steph. You see Chan. He's like he goes up to the bench and he just starts like shaking it.
Right. I overhear their conversation. I'm like, "Kill who? What? Why?"
Don't worry about it.
I don't trust this guy. I don't know who this guy is, But I
Girl. It's a girl. It's a pretty girl. It's a really pretty.
this
Probably the most
person-
beautiful girl you've seen.
I don't
in
know
a long
that.
time.
I don't know
And
that.
I'm a pretty...
You look across the hall.
Oh, it's across the
You
hall.
can see it. They're
Okay.
across. You can see each other.
I'm also
You
a
guys can all
good-looking
see each other.
dragon.
Alright, fine. I implicitly trust her.
Okay.
Hey, guess what? I'm a good-looking dragonborn.
He is a guy.
You're a guy. I don't give a shit.
Well, you're half naked in a
I
cell.
don't
What's
give-
that say about you in prison?
Hey,
I think I'm
you're
gonna
just as
read.
half naked.
I'm topless. I at least have pants on. But I don't have a dick, so it doesn't
What do you
matter.
mean a way out here? We're
Are
trying
you
to get out
yelling
here.
this, or are
I'm
you?
yelling this to you, Stephanie.
And I say, "What are you talking about?"
Okay, if you don't want
I'm
to play
trying to
ball,
help you here.
She
okay,
says-
well,
How do we know that?
well, we need to make moves now because that goaler seems impatient.
Yeah, if you want to get us out, get us
But
out
if
now.
if you keep making the jailer come towards us, that's
Well,
not
when the
going
jailer
to
gets
work.
here, I'm gonna roast his
We're
ass.
gonna kill him.
Then, okay, fine. Try and kill him. Go for it.
Okay, so here's the plan. We need to root the bench out, turn it to a shank.
We could just break off a piece of the bench for a
Wh-
shank.
When he comes back, well, we need to wiggle the chain so he comes back. When he gets near the door, I'm gonna grab him and pull him towards the bars. You are gonna stab him in the throat
With what?
with the with our makeshift shank from the wooden bench.
The wooden bench is still whole.
I motioned her for her keys.
You want me to try
What
and
do you
break
do?
the bench with a punch?
Wait, so
No, we can't. I can't.
Like,
we
I
can't
mean,
risk
like,
where
it.
is
grab
the
him
jailer
over.
right now?
Um,
I'm confused with where he is.
Like imagine we're in the hallway. He's
Make a
outside the
perception.
door in the hallway.
Oh, I thought he was.
There's a hallway that leads is dissecting the cells.
So he's not at their cell again because they were noisy.
He's not. He just yelled down to them for being noisy.
Oh, I thought he was at their cell. Fine. Then I want to open up the cell with the keys that I got.
Okay. All right. So you all see this, unless you're gonna be stealthy.
No, I don't care if they see me.
Okay. The goaler may
So then maybe they'll stop
also
being
see
stupid
you.
if they see me.
So you go
Wait, the jailer also
and
sees
you
me?
stick your hand outside
Oh,
and
well,
you
then no.
open
Wait, I
up
wanna be
the
stealthy.
key and
You already made your
But you
decision.
said he was outside.
You already
of the
made your
door.
decision.
He's outside the door.
He's
to
outside the
the
door, but he's down the hall.
But
Like
he's
he can
looking
look
straight
down the
at
hall
the
and
so
see
you
like
stick your hands out and you stick the key into the hole.
Do
and
I
you,
see this as
jiggle
well?
it. You guys see this too. She
I
sticks her
ready
hand out,
dragon breath.
and she sticks her hand in the hole and she jiggles it and then the door opens and it's like as you hear the cage open and makes the loudest creak.
to get us all killed?
This is loud as fuck.
And
You
then-
better hurry up.
And then you hear the goaler. He's farther down the hall. He's walking away from you guys, and he's just like, "What the fuck? What? How did you?" And you hear "Where's my keys?" And then
Hurry up.
That's
Let's
it.
Get
go.
us out!
Okay.
Open the door!
I
Quickly,
run
make a
out to
decision.
the hall. I run out to the hall and point for her to open up the other door.
Oh, get us out! Get us out now!
Okay,
Get us out now!
Okay, I open it and then just literally start booking it. I just start running in
Which
the opposite
direction?
of the jailer.
all right, as you get out,
Wait, can I run an acrobatics check to do a really fast, cool run or a
Somersault
just a
across
run?
the fucking
No, just
hallway.
to do a run away. Somewhere
Flash step?
To get away.
you don't need to. You
Yeah,
need an
like a
acrobatics
double
check
step
for
or
that.
something.
You can just run.
It'll be fun.
So you all right. So you go. She opens the cage for the two of you. The cage opens up. When you guys get into the hallway, you see that the hallway goes down in either directions. Probably
Forever.
not that long. It's maybe 4 cells on either side of you. At the one end is a wall. She starts running toward that fucking wall.
Well, that's not fair because
On the
I don't
other
know
end
what the place looks
is
like
the j-
before I start
on the
running.
You already
other
said you
is where the jailer is, and he's walking towards a pair of steps. You said you ran in the opposite direction of the jailer.
And he's running. He's running towards the steps.
She's running.
She's running to the wall. The jailer's
the
running.
wall.
Is running
Alright,
towards
fine.
the
As
steps.
you start
I
running in
stop
the
and
opposite
turn
direction,
around
you look
and run
ahead of
the
you
other
and you see
way.
that there's a wall in front of you.
All right, fine. I stop and turn around, and
It's
I'm
probably
just gonna stealth and go in the shadows.
I'm gonna
and
char-
just not
I'm
do
gonna
it.
charge
Probably
at the jailer.
20 feet ahead of you,
'Cause
and then
apparently
the jailer's at the other
everything
side.
I'm doing is wrong.
Okay, so
Which-
has the jailer noticed us doing stuff yet?
Yeah, the jailer, after he realizes his keys are gone and hears the creaks behind her, she opens the other gate. Gate opens. There's another creak. The jailer turns around, and he sees you guys start to exit the cell.
Well, before we leave,
He is
like
the whole stretch of the hallway is about like 50 feet from end to end. You guys are almost directly in the middle. It's like 20 some feet to the other end of the hallway. The Jowler's in the middle of that. He's about like 10 to 15 feet away from you.
okay.
Okay, so I leave the hall. Like I'm out in the hall, and I like start walking toward the jailer in order to intercept him.
Walking or running?
Walking
Okay. Briskly.
briskly
Okay.
with purpose.
I poke my head out the open cell door, and I poke
Okay.
my head back in, and then I look at Kriv and see what his expression implies about his actions.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna fucking murder that asshole.
I shrug.
Alright, this hallway is like big enough for one person to stand in.
Shoulder to shoulder. One person.
One person length. It's really, really short hallway.
Okay.
As you start to walk towards the jailer, what's your insight or passive perception?
12.
Alright. As you start to walk towards the jailer, you notice that not every cell, but a few of the cells to the side of you have people in them. To like the left and right of you. There are people. Most of them are still asleep on the benches. There are a few people and children that are in the cells, and there's only a few of them, like one or two, that are awake, and they're just kind of like sitting in the corner in the side.
Is he the only
Okay.
one that notices it?
As I notice this,
He's the only one that's walking toward the jailer currently.
as I notice this, like I accelerate my pace into a brisk sprint, and run toward the jailer while screaming, "Open up all the cages!" toward her.
And I'm a little bit disoriented because of the wall that I ran into.
You didn't run into the wall. You turned and you ran in the opposite direction of the jailer instinctively. You saw there was a wall in front of you, 20 feet away from you, and you said you stopped.
I'll go to support the dwarf.
Okay, so then I say, okay, and I start opening them up.
Okay, so you start to open up the cells. Like I said,
Wait,
the
but you
cells.
said the people are all still asleep?
There are a bunch of people that are still asleep. Some of them are awake,
So can
and
I
they're like
start
they
trying
look
to shake-
terrified.
Can I start trying to like shake them awake?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, you start shaking some of the people awake. Some of them wake up. They have no idea where they are.
I exit the cell. I see those two running. Yes.
They are both walking towards the jailer.
I see her frantically opening cages. Yes.
More like running?
Okay, he is briskly walking, almost in a run, and he is behind him.
Okay.
Towards the jailer.
And so I let her keep opening the cages, and I walk at a slow pace towards these two.
Okay. Okay.
I tell her, don't worry about it. They're asleep. Let's figure this out first before you open up all the cages and get everyone killed.
Well, I don't know. Now I'm conflicted because someone told me to open them all up, and someone.
I yell at that.
What
I
do
yell.
you want to do?
Okay, I hear that, and in response,
Do you hear it though? Do you hear it? It sounds like you're
Okay.
far away.
like,
This
did
is
you whisper
like 50
it?
feet from end to end. You can
Did
hear
you
each other.
whisper it?
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Well, what
no.
I want to do is I want to open them all up because I think I would feel.
Like,
guilty
how
if I-
whisper? How whisper was his whisper?
He doesn't whisper. He just says it to her.
Okay.
You hear it.
Then fine. I yell, "Fuck that! Open up all the cages."
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna open them
The
all.
jailer, as he sees you guys like exit and start walking
Wait,
towards him, he's just
wait.
like, no, 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 and he pulls out a short sword from his side, and he starts to brandish it towards the both of you.
You said you wanted to kill him.
What are
Now's
you
your
doing?
chance.
With
Step.
pleasure. Fuck yeah.
I don't
You're
know,
in
do I
front of
have
me
all
though.
the
You're gonna have to get out of the
cages
way.
open yet?
Okay,
Why am
you
I
start
getting out of
opening
the way?
cages.
Because I'm gonna
There
dragon
is
breath his ass.
about a total.
It's gonna dragon
There's
breath.
8
You can,
cages
but-
But
on
I'll hit
the
you if you're in my
side.
way.
No, you can position it in such a way that it doesn't hit me. But yeah,
No, it's
There's
a
8
single
cages
file
on the
hallway.
side from where you are, and there's 8 cages on the side, or 8 cages total on the side from where you are. 4 and 4, 2 cages in each block, basically. So you open about 8 cages, or you open about 6 cages where you're opening the cages as they're walking towards the thing. So you have a few cages that open, not all of them yet.
Is the jailer coming toward us, or is it just standing there with the sword brandished?
The jailer is standing there with the sword brandished. These two, Justin and Chan, are in between you and the jailer on the other side of the hallway.
I
They're
believe-
about 20 feet away from you.
I believe I'm in I'm in
And
between
he
her
is
and the jailer
about
as well.
10 feet away from you as well,
Yeah.
and he's standing behind them. She is standing behind them.
Well, I would like to. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'd feel really bad if there was people who were awake and I left them in there. So I want to
Okay.
open them up. I'm
Alright.
supposed to be a good character, right? So
Right. So
Okay.
you start opening up the cells. All right. What do you two do?
Go first.
Who is you two?
Me.
Justin
and you.
and Chan. What do you do?
Okay.
Kato first.
All right. So I sprint toward the guard and I do my best to bull rush him and try to knock him down.
All right. You can make a bull rush.
Okay.
It's +2.
why are you whispering?
Why are you whispering? It's a bull rush. Let's go.
Whispering is what cool people do.
All right. So you bull rush. You attempt to bull rush him. Are you going to try and get him to grapple? Or are you trying to knock him down?
I'm trying to
Or
get a
are you
grapple.
Punch
Alright,
in the
you're gonna
nuts.
try and get him into grapple. So you're going to charge him,
Hmm.
and then you're going to try to grapple him. So you are going to make a roll versus his AC.
Reflex.
I
You mean?
believe it's versus a it should be on your charts, man.
It's
Look
not.
at your charts.
It's not on the
Is it
fucking
really
charts.
not?
It's
What
not
the
on the fucking
fuck?
charts. These charts are almost good for nothing right now.
And
No, surely it must be on here.
aw, kitty. That's a finger.
All right, fine. Google's. No, that's right there.
Yeah. Bull rush. Push a target 1 square.
Okay.
That's all it says.
So do the thing.
Push him 1 square to the ground.
To the fucking ground. No. He's going to grapple him.
Okay, fine. Can I charge grapple?
You can charge and then grapple.
Okay, fine. I charge grapple.
Okay, so you charge at him and then grapple. You're going to make a roll versus his AC.
Okay. 4 plus 2 plus 2, so 8.
Okay, you charge and you like try to get around him, and he pushes you off.
He's still a little drunk.
Sure.
Did you add your like strength and everything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's plus 3, so it's a 9.
It's still a no.
Oh no.
That is still a no. Okay.
Question. This right here in the action, I'm guessing it's +7 to attack for Dragon Breath. Middle right.
Okay. So right, it's 7 versus reflex. Your strength is 5
Mm-hmm.
plus 2, right? Versus reflex. Right.
Can I do it in such a way where I won't hit him since it's a straight line? Like,
Since he charged ahead of you, no. You have to get next to
Just do
him
it.
or push him away from you or hit him.
can I
Honestly,
do it
just-
over him since he was pushed back and I'm taller than
He
Dwarf?
is literally, they're standing face to face. Hit Justin
how
and the
is he
goaler
face to
are
face?
standing face to
I am
face.
fucking 4'9".
Relatively, your squares are adjacent to each other.
Okay.
You're standing face to stomach.
Can he,
Also, the goaler is short and fat and bald. I already said that,
You
right?
didn't say bald.
I don't know if you said any of those things.
I said short and fat.
He said short and fat. Then you stopped caring. So you do know that he's short and fat.
Whatever. So can he shoot over my head? Because I am fucking 4'9". How
And I'm
short
6'2".
is a short guy?
He's a ugly short goaler.
Okay.
He is like
Goaler?
he's like 5'1". There's not enough room for him
Fine.
to shoot over.
Fine.
your head.
All right. Do what you're gonna do.
So can I knock him out of my way during my move, or is that going to burn a standard action?
Why don't you charge at Kaido and then Frost Breath?
I'm going to hit Kaido regardless. I have Frost.
A charge is it's like a full action.
I see.
I could try and overrun both of you.
What does overrun do?
Wait, is the goaler on the floor?
Chris's eyes got so wide.
I don't think
is the
that's a-
goaler
I don't
on the
think that's
floor
a
with
thing.
Kaido?
I
Is
don't
the
think that's a
goaler
thing.
on the floor with Kaido?
The goaler's neither of them are on the floor. He ran up to the goaler and he tried to like get his arms around him and grapple him, and the goaler just like pushed him off.
And so they're still in the small hallway.
So like he like
and
backed
he's
up a little
he's
bit,
up against the wall.
and he is standing like he got pushed off. He backed up a little bit. They're facing each other. They're like less than 5 feet away from each other, and the goaler is just like standing there with his arm out and a short sword in his hand, and Justin is kind of like backed up a little bit, just like catching his balance again.
Okay. How much health do you have?
I have 31.
You'll forgive me for this later, right?
Yes.
I'm going to Dragon Breath. The
Alright.
two of them.
Make an attack.
Reflex win this.
Is it reflex?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 25.
You don't make
I feel
a
like
reflex
you're
save.
not allowed to use magic.
You just, it's just your
Oh,
base-
it's just against my
just your
reflex? Okay.
25 versus reflex.
14.
Alright. You, like, dragon breath down the hallway.
1 dice 6 plus 1. 7.
Okay.
Do
Alright.
7 cold damage.
Alright, so the Goler technically has partial concealment from Kaido being in front of
A
him.
25. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. Let's go.
I'm gonna roll a percentage. If it is higher than 50, you hit. If it's lower, you just hit Kaido.
Please be higher.
Does that count as a close attack?
Barely higher.
Does that count as a close attack?
What's the range on that?
Close blast 3?
Close blast.
Yes.
So yes? Yeah.
I can move and just
tell
do
me
it.
yes. Tell me yes.
Sure.
Okay. Where are my temporary hit points? Plus...
I can
3.
also heal you, so it's fine.
He can also heal himself because that's what.
Alright, so... I take 7 damage, and I gain 3 temporary hit points.
So you take 4 damage.
No, it's... afterward.
Okay, so you gain.
So I
3
take
temporary.
7 lethal,
Can I
and
do a
then I
minor
gain
action
3
now?
temporary hit points.
You can do a minor action.
I'll do inspiring words and allow you to burn a healing surge for 1 dice 6.
Don't
He
fuck
can
with
just
that.
burn his own healing surge if he needs to.
Right.
Yeah, but it's still my turn.
Just let me do... okay.
I can
fine.
do it twice a day, dude.
Alright, fine.
Okay.
Whatever.
Roll 1 dice 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
6.
There you go. You're back to like
Okay.
1 and plus the temp hit.
Whatever your
points.
healing is, it healing surge? Okay, so you just gain your healing surge.
Wait, does it
You
use
also
my second?
use a
No, my
healing
second
surge.
one is not used.
His
Oh,
second
I thought
wind
that
is
was never healing
second
surge
wind
used.
and healing surge is different.
Right. No, I just thought it was something else. Never mind.
Okay. Second wind is an encounter power that you can use. When you burn a healing surge from another person's power, it's different.
So, I did 7 damage to you. You're down by 1 damage. That's
Okay,
fine.
so he dragon breaths. It hits you, and it envelops you, and then comes around and hits the guard as well. The Goler just takes the full takes a huge brunt of it and just falls back on his back, and it looks like he just kind of ices over. After almost immediately after that happens, you kind of shake off the cold, and because you're cold, right?
Yeah.
You shake off the cold, and you feel back to normal.
Okay.
That's the healing surge going through. All right.
I use inspiring words and I say be better, bro. I inspired you to be better.
So wait, the Goler is what? Or the whatever.
He's
you
an ice cube.
scalar-
He is an ice cube because Dragonborn
dead.
shoots
He
ice
is
cubes.
on the ground, and he's just lying there, and it looks like he's just kind of frozen over.
I'm basically a modern day freezer.
And that's
Nice.
the end of combat, even though there was barely any combat.
I go up to the Goler, and can I pick up his sword?
Alright, you go up to the Goler. Are you going to check if he's alive, or are you just going to pick up the sword?
Can I pick up his sword?
Yeah, pick up the
Alright,
sword.
pick up his sword.
I'll check
I'm the
to see the
closest, so I pick the sword.
Technically, he is the closest.
Okay. So he picks up the sword. I go up to the Goler, and I poke him.
I'm
Alright.
second closest, so get in line.
Okay, God damn it! Hurry up, guys.
Dwarf, can you get over him and we'll check to see what's on him?
Yeah.
Alright.
I walk over his face, and then I pick up the sword.
Either of you going to search him?
Yeah, I'll search him.
Okay. You find his cudgel.
Okay.
Which is just a really small, sap mace. You also find a crossbow and 12 bolts, and he has a leather tunic or a leather jerkin on underneath of his tunic.
Okay.
And
Is he alive?
I'll check to see if he's alive.
He isn't moving.
Huh?
He isn't moving.
Doesn't seem like it, but isn't that what we wanted?
I have perception to check if he's alive.
You heal. It's a heal check.
Is it a heal check? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I do a heal check to see if he's alive.
2.
Also,
Okay, you like put your hand to his throat to try and feel if he's breathing, and as you do, like his throat is like hard as a rock.
I take a little more time and
You like pushing, and as you're like pushing, it's like it's not giving any give, and you don't feel any heartbeat or anything.
I froze him, dude. He's dead.
As nice as it is that he's dead, we probably could use him for information.
Doesn't-
poke your head out at that exit. See
How
what's
about
in
we
there.
hide the body first and gear up with what we got?
That's a block of ice. I don't feel like touching a block of ice.
I'll drag it into our empty cell
Okay, so
and take all the stuff off of him and take that with me for now.
all right, so you have a leather jerkin that will not fit you, a short sword, a cudgel, and a
Crossbow with 12 bolts.
okay. I look down the hall and check if all the doors are open.
She's just like opening doors, just like
Still?
opening.
She's
Yeah, you
Okay.
got most of them open. There's a few left. Like most of the people are still asleep. There's a few people that are like filtering out and just like looking into the hallway. They don't know what's going on.
Okay,
Okay.
I go through the stuff and determine what would best fit the 4 of us.
right. I go through the cages and I make sure everyone's like awake-ish.
All right, you guys are. You go through the cages. Every cage is almost exactly the same. It's like 3 walls, a cage door, a window, 2 wooden slabs to sit on, and that is it. Most of the cages towards the back of you guys have people in them. All of the cages but one in front of you are completely empty.
And the one.
The one has people in it too.
Okay.
Just people.
The exit the goal was trying to run down. That's a flight of stairs.
There's a flight of stairs that lead up.
So those people were probably already taken for whatever. Torture, whatever they were.
Hey, naked pants.
You gonna search the rooms?
Go up that flight of stairs. See what's up there.
Okay, before we do that, how about we actually arm up? Because we've got a
I
few
agree
weapons.
with
And
that.
Oh,
Here.
I don't know how to use any of those. None of that stuff.
But I also
Do you know
want
how
my
to
weapons
use a
back
cudgel?
that they took.
I'm not going to use a cudgel.
During the fight, I experienced pain, so I realized that I was not dreaming. So I go back to my pen and I put my clothes back on.
Okay.
Good job.
Finally, you're dressed.
Okay,
So
I look at the leather vest to see who could possibly wear it out of the 4 of us.
It is short and stout. It would fit any one of you, but you.
Okay.
I'm not wearing that.
Oh, Miss Prissy over here. Come on.
I'll give the leather vest to the dwarf.
Because he's bumbling.
Alright, I happily accept it. And thank you for your whatever.
I'll take the short sword for myself.
I think he has a crush on you.
I object to that.
Why?
I like having a weapon by my side.
I'm giving you a weapon in just a second.
I tentatively agree.
Would you want the cudgel? Would you prefer that?
Yes,
I'll give you the cudgel.
I accept the cudgel.
I'll give you the crossbow with the 12 bolts.
Okay, sounds good.
You know how I imagine your face when you accept the jerkin? Like, you know Patrick, when he gets a big smile, he has
Wait,
like one
I have
tooth.
a question. Alright, so how do you
That's
know,
almost it.
like, why are you like, you know nothing about me, right? Why are you like, oh, she needs to
I
have a
go
crossbow.
through everyone.
It's
and try to
a
figure out
lady's
who
weapon.
wants what.
Crossbow's not
I
a
can't
lady's
use the
weapon.
crossbow.
Hello, have you ever seen Daryl? He, like, fucking rocks a crossbow like a man
Daryl.
from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I have
Oh.
not watched this season. However, that is modern times, and this is D&D AG thing.
Alright, fine.
Crossbow ranged weapons are considered
D&D
ladies'
AD.
weapons.
I mean,
This is-
okay. Well, Daryl
this is
doesn't count because
D&D.
Daryl's somehow the
D&D-ish.
person who can make the crossbow awesome, makes a poncho awesome.
Poncho.
He makes it awesome.
Whatever.
I don't know
Ponchos
how.
Whatever.
are awesome.
Don't know how.
I'll go through each one of you, see what you can use, and give it out accordingly. I'll give you a leather vest and the cudgel. I'll take the short sword. I'll
Okay.
give you the crossbow with 12 bolts.
and when he looks at me, I tell him I don't want any of that.
He doesn't want any of that.
Okay. What does leather get? What does
She
leather
doesn't
armor
want
give
any
me?
of that.
+4.
I will tell you
It's definitely not +4.
next
Plus 4.
time we play.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
You guys open up the rest of the cells. You notice that some of the cells are empty. A lot of the cells are still open. A lot of cells are still have people in them. Most of the cells ahead of you, towards the stairwell, are empty. There's about 7 of them that are empty. the one ahead of you that has people still in it, the 2 that you were in, 8 behind you that have people in it, between 2 to 3 people in each one, depending on if there's children or not. There are children here too. It's like women, children. Everyone make a perception check.
Jeez. 5.
Anybody's
8.
over a 16?
15.
No.
8.
How are you know? What did you roll?
Get a 4.
Maybe. They're mostly humans. They look as confused as you are about what's going on. Some of them are just waking up. The other ones are just have been awake and are terrified. They're all just standing there, staring at the 4 of you.
I think to myself, curious.
Thanks for the
Okay.
insight into your brain.
I go into one of the cages and I
Terrifies all the children there.
no. I inspect a bench and see try to break it apart to improvise a shield.
Okay, make a strength check.
Okay.
Try and rip the bench off the walls.
On the table. That's a 1. Isn't it?
8
That's 8.
plus 3.
You pull at it and you can get you pull the bottom part out, the part that's attached directly to the wall, and then you go to pull it and there's still these 2 chains that are chained to the wall and you just can't get them off the chains.
Okay.
I'll
Wait, there's people
I'll
in
assist him in
these
his strength check. I'll add my strength to his.
Okay.
All right.
20.
You come
Fuck.
over and you're all right, and you grab the other side and you pull, and you you start to pull the other side out, but you don't pull it all the way out.
Okay, so 20 against God, apparently.
All right, when you're assisting someone in a check, if you pass the result, you add a +2 to their check. It's
Right.
not a straight up you making a separate.
It's
check.
Should
not-
have let me go first, dumbass.
I mean, you can go first. You can try again, and I can assist you. But whatever. At this point, we're medic, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
Whatever.
So you're pulling and you don't pull it completely out. You just get one half. It's just starts to come out a little bit, and that's it.
All right, whatever. You keep working on that. I'm gonna go check up the steps to see where we're at.
Should
Okay,
probably
I
do it
tr-
stealthily.
All right, there's still a bunch of people just standing in the hallway, just looking around, terrified.
I tell them to sit in their cages and wait.
Okay.
Sit in your cages and wait.
Make a diplomacy. You're gonna attempt to make these people trust you and think that you know.
16.
All right. So they're sitting there and they look at you and you're just go back to your cages and wait. Are you gonna say anything else?
Wait till we figure everything out.
Okay. And they're you see some older ladies just they're next to a bunch of kids and they're just all right, just go back in. We'll just wait here. And then people start filtering back and they go back to they all start walking towards the back and a bunch of them just get into instead of the 7 or the 9 cages they were in before, there's everyone goes into 4 cages and they're all just sitting in there.
I feel like
Okay.
we're back where we started.
Make sure not to
With
close the
them in
doors
cages.
on yourselves.
They don't close the doors.
I try and stealth up the stairs.
All right, make yourself.
16.
All right, you slowly start walking up the stairs. The stairwell goes up a little bit and then it curves back around and it comes up and there is a large wooden door with a scone and a torch next to it, and it's at the top of the stairs.
Is there a window that you can look through the door, or
No.
can I stealth the door open? Try to be.
You can attempt to go over and you open the door a little bit. It only creaks a little bit, but not really audibly. You just feel the creak in your hand as you open the door and you look through, and it looks like the hallway to a house. It's just a hallway. From what you can see, you can only see one half of the hallway. You don't see behind the door. You only see the front part of the door. And there's 1 or 2 doors on the sides, and then at the end of the hallway there's another door, and there's a scone here or there. And as you're looking out through the door, you see some people walk back. They walk. They're not walking across the hall. They're walking through an intersecting hall, and they walk out, and it's just 2 humans, and they're both wearing black tunics, and they walk through.
So I'm basically just in a hallway with an intersecting hallway.
There's a
Farther
hallway
down.
and there's like an intersecting hallway.
Okay.
It's not very large. It's like it's
Can I move?
smaller than it was downstairs.
Can I move through and close the door behind me?
into the hallway and
Into
close the door
the
behind you? All right.
Stealth.
I want to find my weapons.
I'm trying to do that.
Did you take the bow?
I gave her the crossbow.
All right. Everybody knows what
Still want
weapons
my
they
old
have
weapon.
from the jailer. Does anybody else check the jailer?
No.
I checked the jailer for all
when they
the
move
stuff.
when they move into the hallway, I will.
I'm not
I'll
in the
try.
hallway
I'll pat him down. I'll shake his clothes around.
All
I'll
right.
check his.
As you're like patting him down, you notice that rolling perception check.
yet. Oh, don't worry about it. Hey.
9.
All right. It's pretty like noticeable, but on the breastplate of his like tunic that he's wearing, that like it was kind of like thrown up over him when they pulled the leather jerkin off of him.
Mm-hmm.
But on the breastplate of the tunic is stitched in a symbol, and it's an outline of a person, and there's a black circle in the center, just like a stitched black circle in the center of the jerkin or of the tunic.
Okay.
Did I notice this when I checked his stuff?
You didn't because you were just like pulling stuff off him. You didn't actually
Okay.
check the body.
Okay.
And
Can I rip that off? I try
you pull it up with your hand, and you can you don't have a dagger or
I don't
anything,
have
do
a
you?
dagger.
All right, you're just like ripping, like trying to rip
stitching
that
I'm
off.
the only one with the blade.
Right, and you just like kind of like tear the stitching a little bit. It doesn't come off completely, but it's like you mostly get the image.
Okay.
Like one of the hands like tears off, and like but it still kind of looks like. a
Okay.
person.
I pocket that.
All right, you throw it in your pocket. All right, and that's where we're gonna end. So that's episode 1. We're finished.
yeah.
Yay,
Uh,
episode 1.
Hey.
All right,
Next week, Chan gets raped by like 20
that's
guards.
it. Next week we'll see what happens.
No one gets raped,
That's
so-
the end of the podcast.
Well,
Thanks
not
for listening.
legitimately, but I'll probably die.
See you later. Hey, thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed it, please check us out at drunkdnd.blogspot.com. Like our Facebook page at facebook.com/drunkdnd. And check back every Tuesday for more episodes. Also, you can check out our full archive at soundcloud.com/drunkdnd. Bye!